Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Blazers. It's John Blaze. I hope you got the notification that I was going live and that you show up whenever you get a chance. The title of this is Why the Philippines? I tried to do this the other night. Evidently, there was no audio. So I'm checking to see if there's audio right now. Now, what's always irritating about people, bloggers doing live streams, is that Flying Circus, can you give me a one if you can hear me? And thank you for coming by. I'm trying to figure out if the audio is working. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, what I'd like to do here is I'd like to go to the YouTube and make sure that I'm live on YouTube, which I am. Oh, thank you. Speaking of, well, let me get the beginnings out of all this, and I'll get with it. But people start up these live streams, right? And they act like there's no replay. And if you come into a live stream later on and you wish to know what happened in the beginning, you can just move the cursor to the beginning. But people will sit for 10, 15, 20 minutes live saying, I'm going to wait for everyone to come in here. I'm going to wait for more people to show up. It doesn't matter how many people are in your live stream because it's going to go on your channel. People can just watch the replay. So wasting everyone else's time that did show up on time or early or late or whatever it is, waiting on people to get there so you can start talking is ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. So me and Michael, which I dearly miss our conversations. I miss the phone ringing at a weird ass time, and he's on a deep dive in the YouTube world, and he would say, did you see this? Did you see that? And I'd be like, no, I didn't catch that. I was out in the field. I was doing whatever. And he would give me like a breakdown of what was going on and would send me a link to exactly what he was talking about. And I was like, oh, wow, I missed that because I didn't have to watch any YouTube to figure out what was going on because Fazio was kind of like watching it for me. It seemed that's the way it felt. That's the way it kind of went. I never asked him to. It's just the way it went. He would tell me about crazy emails he would get from Hater Baiter and everything else. And I'm like, oh, great. But the other day, I did do a short of the Italian sausage that I got. I did not do a video of how I prepared it, but what I did is I got some my crock pot out and I browned up the some white onion and that sausage together with some garlic, and then I added that to my sauce base, seasoned it all up, and I let it go low and slow for like 5.5 hours. And then I quickly boiled up some pasta and made me a bowl of spaghetti and that sauce, and got me a loaf of Italian bread, and I was ripping it up and dipping it in the sauce, and I was eating it, and I was just reminiscing about some of the conversations that me and Fazio had, how much he missed meatballs and stuff like that, and fresh cheese and everything, because he's living in the Philippines. You can't get a lot of that stuff readily available. So sometimes when I'm making something, I think about him, and I'm just like, you know what? I used to do that the videos where I'd say "Eat your heart out, Fazio" and shit like that. Um, so that used to get his goat. He would call me shortly after and basically call me a motherfucker for posting that because he wished he could eat that food, especially when he was doing his fasting. But anyway, I digress and I say again, why the Philippines? So this is more of a topic of discussion. You're more than welcome to make a comment about the why the Philippines, because I might be missing something. So as I go here, I'd like to see your comments to see if, bounce that off of what I'm thinking. And guys, I look at you guys. Hello, Bruce. I look at you guys as kind of like an extension of friends or acquaintances, right? I know I don't know all of you personally. Flying Circus and a lot of guys that have been here around, Papa One, Roberto, Allo, all these guys, they get in contact with me. They can tell me if I'm fucked up or not, and that's fine. That's fine. And I don't mind it. The thing is I'm just trying to bounce my ideas off of you guys. And anyone that has any substance, um, yes, Bruce, you have. Of anything of substance to share with the group or to me, that'd be great. You can put it right in this chat and I'll be able to see it. The problem with the chat is sometimes I'm on my thought process and then I read something in the chat, changes it, and it's hard to go back to it. And maybe that's just age. I don't know. And I wanted to give some updates before I get into all this. But let me tell you, I did my taxes and holy shit, am I pissed. I just am, I for the last couple of years, I have been fighting with the whole tax. The idea is you pay tax throughout the year. Your pension or whatever is taxed. Any 1099 work is, you don't pay any tax. You have to do that at the end of the year. So the thing is you pay into the system and you think you've paid enough or more. So maybe I'm just looking to either break even or get like $100 back. I'm not trying to not pay tax. But I ended up paying close to $30,000 in tax. That's what I put in throughout the year. Okay. I put that in throughout the year. And I go to do my taxes. I sit down with my tax person and I always tell them, hey, all above board, all legit. I do not want any gray area. I don't want to live in the gray area. If it's not a write-off, it's not a write-off. Don't make it a write-off. So we've been doing this for years. And I ended up having to write a check for another $4,000. That is the largest amount that I've had to pay, that I've actually had to write a check for in the at the end of the year after paying so much in tax. See, the thing is every year I up the amount of money I pay in taxes so I can either break even or maybe get a little back. Last year I paid $82. And I think I did a video on that. Last year I ended up paying $82. So anyway, that's my rant on taxes. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how much more to put in there. I can't figure it out. They just said, hey, well, take 4,000, divide it by 12 and add that to your tax. So you can at least break even. But then if I that's what I did last year. So imagine if this year comes around and then I get hit with another 3,000 freaking dollars. Not to mention that it cost me about $500 to my tax person just to do the damn taxes. Anyway, and I filed a state return and to file the state return was $50. So it would have been like 550 fucking dollars to file the tax, and then my refund was $49. So you know what? Just keep the $49 and I won't even file the shit, because it's not worth it to me to spend the 50 to get that a dollar. It's not worth it. So anyway, another thing, my why do I take a zinc supplement? Okay. So about, I don't know, 8, 9 months ago, when I went to the doc and told him I was going to be traveling and that I'd be going to the Philippines and everything else, he suggested that I take 50 milligrams of zinc, because um, it helps you fight off free radicals, and it boosts your immune system when you're traveling. You know, if you're in an airplane for a long time and you might catch something, that hopefully, if you have a good buildup of zinc in your system and vitamin C and all that good stuff, that if you do catch the common cold, what would make you be 7 or 8 days sick as hell, you might only be feeling bad for 3 days. But he also said, which I didn't know, and I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to share it with you, in just in case, because I know a lot of you guys probably have the same problem as I do. But he knew I was going to see the wife, and he said that you do not want your zinc to be depleted. And then he said, when you bust a nut, a lot of the load is zinc. So if you're busting a lot of nuts, you need to up your zinc, or you can become deficient. So when you're with your Filipina and you're getting milk 3 to 4 times a day, you could be really low on your zinc, which then, if you're really low on your zinc, of course, you run into something in the nasty Philippines, now you're getting sick. So he just said, hey, take this daily supplement and you can bust shots as much as you want. You don't have to worry about your zinc levels going down. So guys, if you're busting a lot of nuts, if you're pulling and praying and spraying, then you need to up your zinc. And he told me, you'll notice a difference. It'll be pearl white again, is what he said. It'll be pearl white, and you'll notice that if the more you do it, the less white it is. That's the zinc. So there you go. Real world advice for the men out there that like to shoot huge loads. Get you some 50 milligram of zinc. Drink plenty of water and eat you about 3 stalks of celery a day. And I'm telling you guys right now, I don't care who's home. Go ahead and eat you 3 stalks of celery. Get some peanut butter, dip your celery sticks in that, eat that, and the next day, drop you a load and see what happens. So, why the Philippines? So I've been thinking, and I've been totally wrapping my brain around this, and you've heard me talk about it before, is that I'm not sure about the Philippines. For me, I'm just not so sure about it. I used to be sold on it. I used to think to myself, when I think about the future, that I'd be living in the Philippines and I'd be doing this in the Philippines, doing that in the Philippines. I'd be whatever. And I don't know what has changed, and I don't know what it is about myself. But I'm starting to lean a little bit away from that. And one of the biggest reasons is that I just don't pack everything up and go to the Philippines and be with my wife, is because I'm not done. I'm not done. And if you watch other bloggers and you follow the Philippines genre, if you were Google and you could see who's Googling moving full time to the Philippines, I'm probably not in that sector. I'm not saying no one in my situation has done it. I'm saying there probably just isn't that many. Even my YouTube analytics shows me that people my age or younger don't even watch my channel. I've noticed that when bloggers say that about their analytics, they know who they're talking to. They tailor their shit to their audience, which is 50 and above. And that's okay, because when you're 50 and above, you're starting to look towards retirement. You know your Social Security's coming up if you're taking it early or you're taking it late. And I want to use this as an example is if you go to YouTube and you type in, should I take my Social Security at 62 or wait till 70? Who do you think's actually watching that video? If you look in the comments section, it's a bunch of people who have taken Social Security, about to take Social Security, or people that are waiting till 70 because they're not done working and they're just going to get the max payout. That's what you see in the comment section. And that's what you see the YouTuber is talking to. They're not talking to a 20-year-old kid, because the 20-year-old kid's not in the market. Now, what do I love about the Philippines? If I had to pick two things that I love about the Philippines and why I would go to the Philippines right now and drop everything, is my wife. That is number one. Number two, can y'all guess what number two is? So the first one's the wife. The first one's the wife. Anyone want to give a stab at two? Come on. Come on. What do you think? No, I don't have any children. No children. Wife has no children at all. No, flying circus. I mean, seriously, guys, seriously. There's one other reason. Okay, I'll go ahead and tell you. The second reason is to be secluded, to be somewhere where no one else is. Kind of like how I live now. That's what I want. And you can definitely do that in the Philippines, but see, there's a huge drawback to that. And the drawback to that is the further you are in quiet, tranquil area, the further you are away from everything else that you might need. So why the Philippines? So the subject was, to myself, I was walking through the grocery store and I was just bebopping up and down the aisles and I was grabbing what I need and blah, 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 blah. And it dawned on me that, what was it like shopping in the Philippines? What was the meat section like? What was the quality like? What was the smell of the building like? What was it like going into the parking lot? What was it, just the total experience? And I said to myself, these shopping centers really do need a senior aisle. They really do. The Philippines has us on that. There should be an aisle instead of an items, restricted items. It should be a just straight up disability / seniors aisle. And they can just get in line over there and, get their little groceries and get out of there without having to stand so long in some of these lines that happen, especially on the weekends or when the government check hits and everyone gets their food stamps. They should be able to cruise on through. But then those two reasons are just not enough for me to pick up and go. But what do I love about the Philippines? I love the fact that people are nice. I love the fact that the climate is warm. I love the fact that you can get to a beach pretty quickly if you want to. I like the fact that rent is cheap. I love the fact that certain food is cheap. I mean, I did a video where I went to Jollibee. I went to Jollibee the other day. It was $67.51 for a 10-piece chicken. Okay, a 2-piece chicken, a drink, a family spaghetti, 3 pies, a side of adobo rice, and a yum yum burger. 67.51. Ridiculous. But it made me think again. I thought about it. I said, what do the Filipinos think? So what do the Filipinos think when they finally leave the Philippines and you're like, and I'm going to do this with my wife. One of the first places we're going to eat when she gets to the States is Jollibee. And the reason why is I want her to know that it's here, but I also want to shock her the other way around like it is when we go to the Philippines. I want to use it as a learning platform. So she goes from Jollibee being 100 and whatever pesos or 200 pesos for a 2-piece and rice. And, you get here, and if you want a 2-piece chicken and a side, which is either rice, fries, and mashed potatoes, and gravy is not free. So, you're going to come off of it about $12. You want a 10-piece chicken and a family spaghetti it comes with 3 pies and you're going to get tore out the frame because the yum yum burger is like $5 or some shit. A yum yum burger is like $1 in the Philippines. And that's another thing that you bring up, Klon Circus, is medicine. Your rights that you have here in the United States, as far as carrying a firearm, all that stuff. Not getting into the whole politics of things, but I keep saying, why the Philippines, right? Now, listening to other vloggers, and I'm not talking about the haters and the trolls. I'm talking about the guys who really try to put out information. If you listen to their story, they were all in a bad way. Something was going on that wasn't good. The housing crisis, they were suicidal, they had bad divorces and they couldn't get no pussy. They filed so many bankruptcies. Their family support system is trash. They had no idea what to do. They were single for so long and they couldn't get no pussy. So they had to go somewhere and get some pussy. And they ended up in the Philippines and they started drawing their Social Security and they just stayed there. And that, I know that's not everyone, but that's what seems to just be the common denominator. Okay. And that's fine. If pussy's important, got it. All right. It's important. But come on, man. You live in the United States. Okay. Let's just say a ticket to the Philippines is at least $1,000. And then you got all your other expenses. If you need a shot of ass, you can get it in the States. Also, there's a lot closer places to the States that you can go to, that you can pop over to and live just as cheap. But something about the Philippines for some reason is is bringing people there. And so then when I say this might make sense. So I have a wife in the Philippines right now, and I support my wife, and I support myself here in the States. I have a home here, vehicles, equipment, RVs, side by sides, all kinds of shit. A dog. Just took her to the vet, got all of her medicine, her heartworm medicine and her flea and tick and all that shit. Cost me just shy of $300 just for her medicine. Do I know that that's cheaper probably in the Philippines? Sure. But I'm paying American prices and I'm supporting my wife in the Philippines. So I'm able to do that. And y'all all know, if you've been following me, I'm not punching a clock. I don't go somewhere for work. When I do work, I get called and asked if I want to go. Can I come? Can I do this? Can I do that? We work out a daily rate and I go do the job. That's how that works. So, I got electric bill here. I got a water bill. I got internet. I got the normal shit that everyone has in the United States. Plus I have everything going on in the Philippines. Plus I travel to and from the Philippines, which I got to pay for. So the thing is, I'm not drawing Social Security. I'm nowhere near Social Security age. And I'm not done yet. I'm not ready to give up. And the reason why I say it's giving up is because if all you have is this YouTube thing, that's sad to me. Because I can honestly say that I do this YouTube thing for fun, like random fun. But some people are doing YouTube because that's all there is to do. And they're making a little bit of money at it, which is supplementing their Social Security, which is fine. And that's fine that they're getting money. I don't care about them getting money. Don't get me wrong. But there's no way that that's how I want to go out. I just don't. Now, the reason why I say this, and maybe y'all are around my age in your lower 40s, and you're not done yet either, and you're thinking to yourself, well, what can I do, or what should I do, or what have you? Of course, you can always go visit. Of course, you can travel and go multiple places other than the Philippines. If you got the money to go to the Philippines, you can go anywhere in the world. So that's the thing, though. But I happened through happenstance, kind of by accident, that I met my wife, just so happens to be in the Philippines, and I just so happened to fall in love with her, and I just so happened to want her to marry her. Now, if you were to talk to my wife, she would say I didn't marry her fast enough. But I was going through my own process, and I was making sure that she was the right one for me, and it kept me coming back to the Philippines, and that it is what it is. And now that my wife is a Filipina, and I'm kind of stuck with the Philippines as far as a place that I know I'm going to be going probably for the rest of my life. But this is the thing. There's a Filipino community here, and I'm already plugged into it, and they're all waiting for my wife to get here. And the thing is, I vetted all these Filipinas and these Filipinos and these husbands and everything else. and to see if I like them and that if their wives have the same values as my wife does, that they act the same as my wife, that they treat their husband like my wife treats me, and all this stuff. And some of these women have lived here 20 plus years, some of them live here 15 plus years, and some of them only lived here maybe 6 years. But they all are a good crew. So I have no problem with my wife meeting this group of Filipinos and their husbands. I don't mind that because I know what they do. Okay, I know how it works. So, and what they're up to. So that's why I don't mind it. So when the wife gets here, what do I get? I get the best of what the Philippines has to offer right here in the hacienda. Do I love Filipino food? I love the Filipino dishes that I like. I'm not going to lie and say I love the cuisine, but there are dishes that I crave and that I like. And my wife makes those dishes, and I feel that good enough for me. So, do I have that little brown skinned girl laying in my bed here in the States? Damn right. Is there going to be rice cooking probably every damn day at my house? Probably. Am I going to have to take my shoes off outside and put slippers on the inside? Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to have to follow those rules, because one of the understandings that I have with my wife is that when she gets here, man, this house is hers. She can do what she wants with it. I'll take care of the outside. She takes care of the inside. She'll meet a certain group of Filipinas when she gets here as a welcome. Hey, we're here. You don't have to be homesick, blah, blah, blah. And slowly introduce her to the crew after that. But the chickens, the cows, the horses, the garden, dealing with my ass, is going to be enough for her already. But what's nice is I don't have to spend that money that I send to the Philippines for her anymore. So if she's here, then I ask myself again, why would I want to move to the Philippines? And then the question would be well, my wife is from there. And yeah, some of her family's there. But there's only one family member that my wife totally freaking deals with, and that's her mother. And if her mother does pass away, then what does she have a reason to go to the Philippines? So sure, I'll be spending money when she's here, yes, because I have no curtains, I have no rugs, I have probably not what she's used to type kitchen utensils. I know I'm probably going to be in it for $5,000 to $10,000 as soon as she gets here. I'm not going to tell her that. And then she's going to find out what Amazon is, and she's going to freaking start ordering shit off Temu and all this other shit. I know I'm not going to be vaccinated against that. Yes, sending money. So the deal is for me is that I send 150 a month to her mother. That's it. Now, if y'all been following me, my wife has other siblings that are nurses that work abroad, and their husbands are nurses that work abroad. So they're double dipping as far as income. So basically, there's 4 OFWs working. plus a son that's working in the military. Just got promoted, actually. So congrats to him. Got a promotion. Yeah. The emergencies. Yes. There's always seems to be one of those. But, I'll take it as it comes and I'm not really worried about it. I mean, it's the difference between being some girl you're with or your wife. So, um, the nice part about her coming here is she gets to meet my family. A lot of vloggers that are married to Filipinas in the States, they've never met any of their family. They don't know any of their family. They don't have a connection with them. They don't know their nieces and nephews. They don't know shit. So my wife's not going to have to go through that. She will actually have a relationship with my family, which is good. That's what I like. Um, the thing is I'm fortunate in a way that I don't hate my country. I don't hate the United States. I don't hate it. I serve this country. Is this country in trouble right now with the politics and all that? You damn right it is. But I have faith that it will turn itself around. I think the people are going to turn it around. I have faith and I have hope that shit will get better. One of the reasons why I'm kind of insulated from it is I don't consume any news and I don't watch political shit and I don't watch TV. Very rarely do I put on any Netflix and watch that. I feel I can see a political lean when you watch any Netflix show. It doesn't matter if it's horror, gore, documentaries. It doesn't matter. You can always feel that there's a lean going. But, there's a lean to it politically. So I don't like to consume that shit. And when I stopped consuming that stuff, things got better for me. So I'm not keeping up with any of that crap. I live out in the boonies. I raise my own. I got freezers full of beef. I got rooms full of food. And I got fresh eggs, fresh chicken. Right down the road, I can get fresh milk, raw fresh milk, and pork right down the road. I can walk to these places. So when I think about what I need to live and what do I go to the grocery store for, I go to the grocery store for exotic fruits and vegetables that I can't grow right now due to the change in weather and everything. I go there for like butter and flour and staples and stuff. But I'm not going there for 90% of my grocery bills, just pantry staples, sugar, flour, butter, milk, sour cream, shit like that. The rest I get off the land. Or I go to a local business that's right down the road of a lady who's selling something. I can bake my own bread. Coffee, yes, coffee's a big one. That's why I got the wood burn stove. I mean, I can literally turn the power off here and live. I have lanterns, for light, candles, plenty of batteries. I can live a long time if I have to. And that's why I think having a Filipina is good because she knows how to cook on fire. She knows how to make a fire. She knows how to stretch a dollar or a peso. She knows how to preserve food when there's not a refrigerator. There's these skills that they have that American girls just don't have. And let me just say this, I don't hate American women. A lot of people are sick of the American women and everything else. I choose to just kind of stay away from them because, they're they're not doing too good right now. I feel like their mental health is slipping pretty fast. And um, if y'all know anything about horses, where I'm at, a lot of these girls around here that are worth dating, they love horses, and they want a horse addiction is way worse than heroin. Every moment you have off, you're traveling to some rodeo or some show or something, and that's tires on a horse trailer. That's horses. That's tack. That's freaking holy shit. You know that thing is. I call them money pits, but it is what it is. The horses that are here are older horses. They're old ranch horses that are retired, and they're one of them's almost 30 years old. And when that horse passes away, it's going to get buried and it's right next. It's going to get a hole dug right next to it and pushed into it and covered over. And that horse gets its hay and its feed, and that's it. We're not doing all the fancy stuff with it. But these horse girls out here, they're some of these guys that are dealing with that. They have daughters that are coming up in their teen years that are into horses, and they're shit. You think travel baseball and basketball are bad? Try having a barrel racing daughter that's fucking at every show everywhere all over the state, then gets good at it, has to go nationwide, and holy crap. Those guys are spending so much money. But anyway, so I sit and I look at the Philippines and I say, why do I want to live there? But we all know what the pros and cons are, right? We don't have to go over those. I mean, we're talking about budget. We're talking about cost of living. We're talking about not living in the United States, I guess. I guess you can say not being around American women. Okay. Well, as I just explained, don't hate my country. I don't really care for or have anything to do with American women. And I'm paying my bills now. So I'm not in a financial straits where I'm got to run to the Philippines, to put it plainly. I'm not drawing Social Security and have to live off of it. I need to find a place I can live off of it. And that's why I'm in the Philippines, or that's why I'm in Guatemala, or that's where I'm in Ecuador, whatever the reason is. I'm not running from my country because I can't afford to live in the country. So I ask myself again, why the Philippines? If I move to the Philippines, I think I'm really screwing myself over, because then I get to go with the spotty medical care. I get to go with the spotty energy. I get to go with the spotty internet, the spotty phone service, the spotty freaking customer service, the spotty transportation, the natural disasters that seem to be happening all the time, earthquakes and shit, floods, hurricanes, typhoons, Abu Sayyaf, freaking National People's Army, or whatever the hell it is, getting ripped off every day, getting skin taxed every day, getting freaking treated differently every day. I mean, what am I giving up to live in the Philippines? No meat, no real beef. That's not 60 something dollars for the shittiest cut of meat you can ever see. You know, oh, and everyone says, oh, live in the city, you'll get better. Yeah, then you're going to pay city prices. And then if you want to live like you live here, city prices. You know, and then, and I hate to even say this or bring it up, but even the battalion bedroom blogger mentioned that he had over 8,000 peso electric bill. That's insane. That's insane to me, because at our house in the Philippines, we have 4 air cons and lights, and 1, 2, 3. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. We have 2 refs. 4 air cons, like 4 or 5 electric fans. We have water dispenser that's plugged up. We got 2 water dispensers outside that are plugged up, a washer spinner thing, and we have microwave and yeah, plus all the chargers, the TVs, all the shit, right? And our electric bill at the highest it's ever been has been like 5,000 pesos. Now, granted, who comes over to the house? We have a yaya always there. We got mama. We got my wife. We got the nephew and niece that come by after school. We have family members that come and visit. There's always someone there and there's always something going on. And shit, our asses are there. I mean, 5,000 pesos. So when he said 8,000 pesos, I about freaking shit my pants. And I remembered that Overstay Road dude said that he did like his electric bill was somewhere around there, around 5,000 or something like that. I don't know if the numbers are right, but I think it's around 7,000, somewhere around there. And he explained all his shit. You know, air cons running 24/7. And he has what? Him, 2 kids, and like he always has like 3 Filipinos over there and 2 kids and himself. Always eating, cooking, air conning, straightening hair, blow dryers. I mean, all that shit. And the bedroom vloggers shit is more than that. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there? Especially when you're gone for days out of town. You shut it all down and what happens? I have no idea. You know? But anyway. Oh. Yeah, internet's slow. Yeah, it's just the shoddiness of everything. You know, and sitting and having talks with Fazio, um, he would tell me about his struggles, you know, and maybe Flying Circus knows this, and maybe Scott Del Fuego, if he listens to this later, he had a lot of problems getting things he needed. And if he needed something, they would say, go to Manila. They got it in Manila. And he's like, okay, well, if they have it in Manila, can you just have them send it here and I'll come back and pick it up? No, sir. No, sir. You got to go to Manila. Are you freaking kidding me? And at first I'm like, it can't be that bad. Fazio's just probably just putting something on it, you know, no big deal, you know, just trying to have something to talk about. But no. You want to go do your medical? Got to go to Cebu or Manila. You want to go get your the CFO done? Got to go to Cebu or Manila or CDO or some other place. They only do certain things at certain places. And that means if you're a Filipina living wherever else out of those places, you have to travel to go there to do it. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. And let me tell you another thing that's crazy is I went to sign a document with my driver's license and my passport and me physically in their face. And I signed the document right there in the lady's face. And she took that paper, she took my driver's license, and she looked at my passport and she says, "Sir, there's an issue." I said, "What's the issue?" She goes, "None of your signatures match." I said, what? So I look at my driver's license. You know how it is. They're like, sign here on that stupid, um, the stupid damn electrical thing with the fucked up pen that it never does your signature right. And then I just kind of scribbled a doctor's scribble in my passport. So I looked at her and I said, but you see my face. You see my IDs. That's me. I have more IDs. Here's a credit card with my same name on it. There's a VA card, same name and picture on it. I'm like, here's my freaking gym membership. What else do you need to say that that's good? She goes, the signatures have to match, sir. So I said, which one you want me to pick? So I took my passport and I scratched my name, initialed it, and re-signed it. And then I made it look like the jacked up signature on my driver's license. I shredded the document, printed out another one, and signed it kind of like my one on my driver's license. And as soon as I did that, she took the shit. And this is the crazy shit because I'm pissed, right? And I go outside and my wife is like, that's the way it is. Why do you think we practice our signatures? Why do you think our signatures look the way they look? Look at my signature. And I said, okay. And then we went to the elevator where they have the little certification. She goes, look at that signature. They kind of look the same. We sign our names a certain way. You can't even get money out of the bank unless your signature matches, even though they have your picture and your ID. If your signature does not match, you cannot draw out your money. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And she's like, yes, it's just the way it is here. And that's when I learned. So from now on, when I renew some shit, I'm going to actually take the time to do the signature just in case, so I don't have to run into that shit again. But anyway, sorry about the long ass live stream, but had to get some things off my mind. I'm glad that Aloe had a great vacation there on Bantayan Island. You know you can't, Aloe, you know you cannot make a deal, an agreement, or anything with anybody who lives there that does YouTube vlogs. They're going to chicken the fuck out. They're going to try to move the goalposts, change the game, change the rules, change everything to benefit them. You know that was going to happen. And accuse you of having a lynch mob and everything else. It's just so stupid. But I understand why you didn't waste your time with it. But I hope you enjoyed your ice cream. And I understand you're still there. And I hope you and your family have a good time. And you need to give us your strawberry tea recipe. Get Mrs. Aloe to give up the goods on the strawberry tea. And if Papa One is listening, or anyone knows how to get a hold of him, I'd like to interview him on the John Blaze TV channel. Topical. Nothing I'm really about drama, but I am interested. He's an old seaman. He's got a bunch of sea stories, but I want to ask, I want him to come on and let me ask him some questions about the Navy, the time he came in, what the temperature was of the military then, and all that. I want to know all that. And I figured y'all might like to hear that too. So if Papa is interested, you can go to any one of my videos and leave a comment and what have you of a way to contact you. And when I see it, I'll write it down. I'll delete your comment so no one else can see it. And we'll go from there. Roberto can probably help me with this. Shout out to Roberto. Shout out to Aloe. Shout out to freaking Papa One, Nico's Experience, Flying Circus, DNC, Swamp Cast. Hell, even Sick Grandpa. They're the cutting edge channels out there. The John Blaze TV channel is not in those leagues in that league, but those are the guys to watch. Those are the guys to watch. They have all the information. They have all the drama. They have funny skits. They have parodies. They have comedy. They have the exposing of hypocrisy. They have the exposure of hate. They have exploration of adventures of the vortex. They have it all. And you get it from everyone. And then you just got like Sick Grandpa. He just goes in on everyone from Thailand to the Philippines, to his friends, to his adversaries. It doesn't matter. It's free. It's all free game with Sick Grandpa. But, you know, it is what it is. And I want to give a compliment to Sick Grandpa. Your hair faded on the sides like you have it now looks a hell of a lot freaking better than that other shit you were rolling around with for a long time. You actually look like you were a soldier one day, once upon a time, with that haircut. So keep it up, good sir. And everyone, thank you for coming out to the chat. Thank you for everyone that's supported the channel. Thank you for liking and subscribing and the thumbs up and all that shit. So y'all have a good one. Don't get sucked into the hate. Don't listen to the lies. Dr. Hate, paging Dr. Hate. We don't want to listen to Dr. Hate. Okay? I'm not going to give you medical advice, but I will point you in the right direction. And my blood work and my scan, I did do my CT scan. I'm waiting on the results of that. I told y'all I would give y'all an update once I heard something. And I just want to clarify that when I got my veins ultrasounded, it's not that they were just squeaky perfectly clean. The thing is they look at it and they have grades based on your age, your diet, your weight, everything, grades. And I'm still at the very green level, very low risk. Then you have elevated risk, then you have mid risk, then you have high risk, then you have extremely high risk, and then you have death coming, okay? Like go to the ER right now, you need a stent, okay? That's not me. I'm way down at the very bottom level, which is good because they said for my age, I should be normally a tick up from that. So that's what I meant by perfect. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Yeah, don't do any hate surfing. I'm going to play that up right now. Flying Circus, surf the hate. Surf the hate. We'll hit it with that too. We'll go with that. Y'all can hit that Cash App at the bottom right there. You feel like you just feel froggy. Everything goes back into the channel. That's just the way it works. And y'all have a good one. Thank you for all the 10,000, what was it, 10,000 viewers? Y'all have a good one. John Blaze out. And hell aloe.